But still, guys, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. My goodness gracious me. That was cute. That was cute. That was good. So many other things here, guys. It just threw me off. I'm not sure what happened, but it was the phone. The phone rang, and so when that happened, it just threw everything off. So I don't know if anybody's coming back, but hey, everybody, how are you all doing? Hopefully you are having an amazing day and that things are going well for you and yours, you and your family. I always wanted to stop in. Ooh, I had something that expired since 23. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my goodness. Hmm. Oh my goodness. Hey, hey, hey. How are you all doing? I can't see the chat. It's showing me that I'm still live on my previous stream, so how that is, I don't know. Who's here today? Oh boy, it's not. I'm not even sure if anybody can see me. If you can see me, let me know. For some reason, on YouTube, guys, it's not showing. Let me go to here. You guys are probably can. There's something going on with the phone. It keeps going around in a circle, it's blank. So maybe you all can see me. I'm on the iPad. How long that will last, I don't know. It was only 10%. But I wanted to come back and apologize to you guys. Everything just went out on its own. That was not my fault. It just happened. I think I'm going to take this on. Come up to do something with it. So what's going on with everyone? Hey, even if you guys are saying anything, I can't see it. I can't see it. This lovely pen. See this pen here? It's all the way from India. It's just not, when you use it, you get the sparkly on it. It's all the way from India. See how sparkly and beautiful it is? It's from Goa, Goa, Goa. If anybody's in the chat. Oh, I can see some stuff popping up. I love pretty pens. I don't really use them, but I like them because they're so pretty. And this is the diamond. See the diamond? I love it. Diamond. It's nice. It's pretty. Go up. All right, trying to charge up some. This pen is supposed to have a light. Oh, things are a little messy. Let me see if I can see any actual. Where do you see the? I can't. You know what? You guys can. Let me see if there's a chat. All messages are visible. Let me see. Oh, there it is on the side. Hey, Marvel, it's back. Okay, I see it now. This is the iPad. Yeah, what we were talking about those hours, right? Hours are hours. If you can get them, take them. But continue to build your community. That's the thing. You'd be surprised to see where I don't have a stand for. This is crazy. I don't have a stand for this, but you know, the community is important. Keep talking to people. That's how we got to know you. And then after a while, your stuff is going to be viral. It's going to be out there. People are going to come to you when they need the word. They're going to come there. There's certain things like Dappy Keys. I go to them when I need to hear, um, certain kind of relaxing music in my home. So there are other prayer channels also. There are prayer channels that people listen to. So you have to know that not everybody listens to the same thing. And when you find your audience, you find them, you know. Once you find your audience, you're good. They will find you. Like today, somebody sent me a prayer from another young lady who does daily prayers. And that person is in Texas. And I'm here in my state, the tri-state area, right? And she just chose to share it. So sometimes too, you know, you do those prayers and people can just share them. I've shared people's stuff with some of people from my prayer group. I share them. So I'm gonna even share more. So I don't worry about it. And that's why I said I use on Allison. I was talking about Allison Mack. We were on her live, and we were talking about the difference between StreamYard and Restream. I'm going to talk about some of it tonight because I've done both, been there, done that, and so what works for me worked, and what I found out that didn't work, why I'm with Restream. So, but just as long as you're building your community, because YouTube will tell you they just don't want you to do things just to get views. So you're understanding now why we do certain things. There are certain therapeutical things. There are things that I do that therapeutical in a therapeutic way. I know it works for people because it works for me. So I just don't jump on the bandwagon to say I'm doing something. So you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. And so I'm comfortable with how I do it. The person has to be comfortable, but do the research on both to see what would work. So that was while we were on Allison's live. And then I shared something with them that some of them didn't know because I've used both of them. But I'm not going to tell a person not to, you know. But you got to just be careful with it, I guess. So, um, as you can tell, I have my computer. I traveled with it. It was a little bit too big because I usually have a Mac, but what I'm doing, what we found out, does not really wasn't compatible with the Mac, and I had to get what is this? You know, a regular one to work with it, and that's what I'm doing now. So we are. Make sure we have everything. This is not good. Let's do this. All right, let me see if I can see anybody else on the chat. Live chat. So where is it? I deleted all those hours I got with Restream, and now I'm upset with myself. Why would you delete the hours? They all go to see. That's what I'm wondering. What kind of information are you guys getting? Why would you do that? Oh, I need to see that. Listen, guys, I've been monetized. Do you know all the people who recently got monetized started streaming? Shouldn't that tell you something? Don't delete those hours. You've lost those. If you deleted them, if you fully delete, then that's something I got with Restream. Now I'm upset with myself. Why was Hey Zelen Cook in Paradise, how are you? Yes, it's I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? Accumulator. It's 5:20 p.m. New York time. Yeah. So my hours are different. Usually I'm on Zelly and stuff real early. Yeah, what you cooking up over there? I'm on the break soon, going to resume. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Usually her show I'm on at like 4 a.m. or something like that because they know I get Zillion Cooking Paradise. Greetings to all. Yeah, Zillion will be up there cooking. She's cooking up a storm, so I love that. Look at my neck. My leg just looks like I got a little fat neck. I'm trying to make it look. I was like, I got a little fat neck. Hey, it's my neck. God gave it to me for a reason. Sorry that things are moving. It's an iPad. In Singapore. Yeah, where am I going? Is that where I'm going to be in? No, I'll be Japan, the same thing. I don't even know. In September. Anisha LTV, you laughing at my chicken neck? Chicken noodle soup. Listen, my grandbabies are so funny. I was teaching them, I was saying chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. What did grandma give you? Chicken noodle soup and a soda on the side. They are so funny. They keep me happy. But guys, keep your hours. For me, there were some videos that I pulled, um, and you can pull it like this one here. I may pull it because it's showing all my business up there. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't know if I want all my, oh gosh, I want all my information out there. So sometimes you do that. But, well, don't get the hours and then get rid of them. The hours are accumulated. What happens, they'll hold the hours maybe for 24, sometimes even 48 hours. And YouTube will hold the hours and then they release it to you. So you may come on and you see zero or you see 0.2 or 1.0. Sometimes it's showing you what you're seeing since it's been published, right? And then you go up to the hours, you hit 7 or 28 or whatever you want to hit, and it will show you since the life of the video how many hours it has accumulated. And so when I started accumulating like 2 hours, I'm happy. 4 hours, I'm like 6 hours, 12, what? 10 hours, one time 27. One video gave me 200 and something hours. You'll never know when it's going to hit, right? And I was like, look at that. But these hours are accumulated. But understand, YouTube, they're serious about what they're doing over here. They're going to hold some of them and evaluate it, and then they'll release it to you. Yeah. So they will release those hours to you after a while. So just leave it be. Before you know it, like I had to kind of slow down because I knew, yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. And the thing is I was like, man, I got to do this. I know my traveling schedule is going to pick up. I'll be in a different time zone. I have stuff. I have board meetings. I'm a board member. I'm this, I'm that. We are all of us are busy. We're doing different things. And I'm like, oh, if this comes in. So now I have to, the footage and the stuff that I'm going to get um, for after June, because like that's when, like I said, things pick up for me for the traveling. So the different places I'm going to be going. So then you'll see new stuff that will be coming in. So I had to prepare. I had to buy more stuff. I had to purchase more space on my camera. I actually have a camera somewhere there, right? So I have to purchase more space in the camera. I also had to make sure the cards that I use in the camera, that I have extra. Now I'm looking where to upload it. I'm cleaning stuff off my phone because that's when. So even if I have 4 more international flights, at least a minimum of 4 more, that's footage that I'm going to be getting. So then you start to prepare, for it, because all the stuff that I have, I may not show it all at once. I still have things from Dubai. I still have stuff from Bali. I still have stuff from when I went to Trinidad and Tobago. I have footage. I have lots of stuff. And now that I don't have to worry about editing and doing it all, I just pop them in whenever you see them, whichever hairstyle I'm wearing, you'll see it. But after a while, you have to be strategic about how we are doing our videos. So I want to have videos and my lives that I'm going to do, and some of them will be, yeah, sometimes too you have to be careful because of the music in the background. So there's some things I would like to do, but it may have to be like in a studio setting. So you got to figure out how you guys want to. I just want to have fun with YouTube. My thing is over here. No, if you keep using the same material, if you're using the same material, if you notice my loops, because if it's the same video that you're doing that with, then that may be an issue. Because all my videos, even if they look, sometimes too, they will kind of think they're similar, but my videos are different. So if it's the same material that you're using, then you don't, you know, let me see. Yeah, no, you're not gonna get in an issue with loops off a particular of a particular piece of film or video. So it would have been best had you asked about it. So there are those of us who are using loops and they are aware of it. They're aware of it. Later on, and sometimes too, they can come back and demonetize and tell you what to clean up. So if it's a different material, the videos that you use with the loop, yes, you will get, that's what I'm saying, do not use video that you've used before. So if it's that same video that you're using again and again, I don't do that. I get a fresh video and you have to know which ones they are. So you can use, if you use that video again and again and again, that's a problem. But if it's a video that's on a loop, then that's not a problem. Yeah, maybe she just thought since those were, okay, so then the loops that you got rid of, you just lost those hours because those were, because yeah, I've seen some of your prayer videos, and they were fresh videos. They were those were fresh prayers. Each of them were fresh prayers. So I'm not sure. Were those the ones you deleted? Those fresh prayers that were on the loop? Wow, because those were fresh prayers that you did. Oh, Marvella. Oh man. And people were starting to find you through them. Have you ever gone to some of these channels that do that? My sister, I gotta ask her what are those channels because I go to her house and she plays them in our house. She plays prayers in our house and they're on a loop on YouTube. A lot of people set the atmosphere in their home for that. So those are fresh because I knew each of them were different prayers that you did. How many hours were those then that you got rid of? It's a lot. That would have been a lot. I mean, if you're trying to just accumulate your hours just from the lives, I know. Yeah. Those were beautiful prayers. Because I told you I was driving 2 hours to a different state and your prayers were on, and it kept me going because the weather wasn't great, and those prayers kept me going. See, when I do things now, I know that it's not just for me. There are people out there that something I may say can be a blessing to them. So, yeah. If you want to just accumulate the hours from your lives and from your videos, that's not a problem. You just need to get a good amount of people on those lives. Because sometimes when I do my lives, a few people come over. It's not a whole lot of hours, but you guys who are there, I get hours from people who are there and those who come back. So they add up, they add up. So if you just want to do your lives, you can get, if you have 10, 15, 20, 30 people on your lives, that's a good place to start. But your loops with those prayers, because there are people who play them in their home, people who play them different places and spaces, you can get those. And then people in different time zones will bump into what you're doing. So I'm not sure why that was. And if they didn't like them, see, and that's why I know you always do fresh videos. Yeah. So that's why I wasn't sure why they were deleted. You deleted them. And if they weren't, they just would have told you, listen, um, you need to do this and that. So even if you apply for monetization and everything doesn't go through, they will tell you, you read it in the descriptions in their videos, they will tell you what to clean up, what to do, and how many days to reapply. So they actually will tell you, they will actually tell you. And like I said, those prayers were nice and fresh each time. Um, and that, my nails grow so fast. It grows so fast. There's a thing that I'm looking for. Yeah, guys, you gotta have my ID with my. That's the thing. I need to have uh, two IDs. That's the thing, too, guys. Even if you work for yourself, you still gotta have an ID. También Garcias. That works. That's the thing. I paid for too many phones. I have like 3 different. Yeah, because as soon as it rings, it knocks things off. So if you look at the hours that you had before, now you have to kind of assume, oh God, me and my fat neck. Why my neck so fat, Anisha? Lord Jesus. So tonight I'm gonna do a live for pretty much what I know to share with folks. The reason why I started really using like this now, I don't know if this is bumping. Sometimes it buffers, so I don't know if it is. My phone does that, so that's why I started streaming through the app, right? I started streaming through the app because of it buffering. But I am Stanley strategy. Okay. All right, let's see if this goes. I don't know these people. It's hard when you're doing this at the end of the day. It's not it. I'm going to do a 10:05 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to do a little live on it. And I think he said Allison had done a great video on showing people how to use it. Screencasting. I actually do screencasting when I'm exercising. I have to resume my duty. It says 1 hour and 30 minutes left before I get off on my midnight duty. Okay, no problem, Zelling. Thank you. Take care. Have a good evening. I only use screencasting when I am exercising because I have a Peloton. I have the Peloton app, so I screencast on my television in the basement and use it. Bye, Sige, Sige. But I don't do any of the other stuff. I just want to get back into broadcasting in my groups. I just want to broadcast in my groups on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I don't see anything for the phone. Why is this? I don't have a T-Mobile. Oh, this is just too much. Where's the iPhone? I'm searching for it because it keeps kicking off the other stuff. Oh, these must be other people. This is nuts. I think this is it. Yeah. I just use, I would just use what I have. No, I don't want this company on here. Nope. It's saying something here about YouTube, but it's asking me to join the network. Actually, I actually like Zoom. So some people can use Zoom too, guys. You can use Zoom, you know. I still like Zoom. I know if you all have to go, it's okay. Alive is alive is alive. Rise, Ellen Seagay. All right, there's somebody else in here. Oh Lord, I can't even see. Um, screen capture. What's screen capture? Oh Lord. Don't want that. Oh, I don't know if it has changed. Yeah, there's just a way into the lower right, you'll see it, and I'm gonna try it again. I just felt that um, I did not get enough views because it's not on the vertical, so it doesn't really send out the information. Okay, snap back, coach, snap back, Trishana, snap back, Trishana. Snapback was on last night with Nemo. Nemo, what was Nemo talking about? I'm trying to remember. It was something good. Oh, he was talking about when you monetize where to place your ads. And so that's why those videos, I always tell guys, you guys put two. Lady J, how are you, Lady J? When you guys are doing videos, put them together so you can get, you know, those 8 minutes are about. But yeah, he was talking about that, like how to put on your videos and so forth. And he said something that was quite interesting, that once you have applied, but I guess you just got to stay within the rules of YouTube. So I know people who were monetized, they didn't have any fancy, um, what do you call those little things? There's those thumbnails, especially the men. The guys, there were some guys, they weren't worried about thumbnails, they weren't worried about any of that stuff. They were getting monetized in no time at all. And I was like, okay, so that's working. They weren't worried about that because yes, sometimes too they will check the thumbnails and what's being said. So for some of mine, even if they're not the best thumbnail, I've been trying to have some of it correspond with my title. And because it's corresponding with my title and what I'm saying, even if it sounds repetitive in the live, you know what, it makes sense because that's how that works, because they check that. So in the meantime, it gives you time to clean stuff up. So that's why since April 6th or that I noticed it. So I don't know if it was on before that, oh, you've qualified to apply for the YouTube partnership. Oh, I was there. Okay, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Sorry, guys, I yawned, but true, that's how I felt about it. I'm gonna do it. So I'm like, all right, I did this part. What more are they gonna ask me? Oh, what information? So they had the information that was needed, and I just added the information in. Then they asked for more stuff, and I was like, okay, but let me read through this, and I'm reading through it, and I read through it, and I said, okay, because the stuff kept popping up, and I'm like, I think I did it. Was it Saturday night? Saturday evening? I started traveling, so in the morning, and then the rest of it, I said, all right, I'll come back and put this stuff in. Because, oh, so there were some things that I changed. So if you guys are doing this and they give you, like the email that you're using, and say they give that to you, I switched some things around. So they had to also verify what I was switching around. So if you know this is, you're gonna do it under your name or your business name, you have your EIN, you have whatever you need to have, and you just boop, 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 boop. Because they're gonna go and make sure that you have the two-step authentication on your email. Yeah, the two-step authentication on your email. So I'm talking about those, for the monetization. Some people already just turn everything on. I've had friends who just turn everything on. Once they apply, they just leave it, or some people forget. I have other nurses who they were like, oh yeah, oh what, I monetize? Oh, they didn't even apply for anything. They're busy because they just upload when they can. So the thing is now, I did slow down a bit, but you have to keep those hours every month, and also the information how to get paid. They do ask you for that, so the money could be somewhere. If I get any, I almost said happy chats, the super chats, happy chats. I like that. So that can add up. But then they'll ask you, it's almost like Amazon, right? Where do you want it to go? I think Amazon, I had them sending it to my account. Do I still have that account? I don't even know what the money, anything I make from Amazon right now. I don't know. Because people are putting people's stuff on other sites and making money, which is terrible. I'm about to pull my stuff off there, allegedly. Everything is so sensitive. Everything is so sensitive. Anything you say, it hears you. I don't want to be talking about these people. Super chats. I call them happy chat. That's how much I know, right, Marvella? I give them though. I like to give super chats. I give them. Um, but there's a way now. I like buy me a coffee. I have buy me a coffee. Sometimes that's easier because right now I want to streamline some things. So I'm gonna hold off on some of them because I want everything to be streamlined, because everything is, via business. It's oh, that's in itself is a headache, because you got to have receipts, you got to have this, you got to have that. It's a part of it. It's a part of the business. Oh, let me see this now. Let's try this. Yeah, buy me a coffee. Yeah, that's what I'm telling people. I mean, I bought buy me a coffee. To me, it's easier. And sometimes too, you can put it in your if you have the night bot, or people can go in. I'm not one to ask people. I'll be fun and I'll say, oh, you can buy me a coffee. If they want to, they can. I just know that I do. When I feel moved by something, and I'm like, oh, it's just that you got to take everything out to get that done. But God is still in the blessing business. And when somebody bless me, I don't have a problem. And it's on. So what's on? Off, on. Well, I just saw something about screencasting. That it would cast what's on your screen? Why am I yawning? My goodness. It's the heat. It's every time I yawn, you yawn. I know it's contagious, right? So you have to grab some water. Poland Spring isn't paying me. Yeah, it's sometimes it gets in the office. It gets hot, then it gets cold, then it gets hot. And right now it's like nurse survival kit. It's hot, it's cold, and then it's cold, and then it's hot. But let's see. So at about 15 minutes, I may stop somewhere else in one of those cafes where it's a little bit cooler. Allison Map. Hi, Allison. How did you make out with the rain? It was a thunderstorm. I hope you were able to get at least 2 minutes of it. Because that rain, I was in my car like, oh, I felt good. There's something about rain that when I hear it, I'm so relaxed. I think that's what happened, Allison. I was listening to you while you were in the car, and when it started to rain, girl, now you have me over here making Marbella yawning. It was so relaxing. I was like, listen, I just came in to get some stuff for half the day. Oh my God. Sometimes, you're wondering, is it working for yourself or working for somebody else, which is easier? When you work for yourself, you still have to be disciplined. You still need a schedule. You still have to show up. There's still things that you need to do. And you're the chief cook and bottle washer, meaning you're doing everything, right? When you work for somebody else, you show up on their schedule, their time, you're disciplined, you show up anyway. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having the multiple streams. There's nothing, trust me, there's nothing wrong with it. Because there are other nurses that I know who are DNPs, they're nurse practitioners, and they choose to say, hey, they're going to work on the floors. They'll work. I don't feel like working for someone. It's easier because, honey, when you're done, you can clock out. Oh, let me read that again. He said, I don't feel like working for someone is easier because, honey, when you're done, you can clock out and mind your business. You have your own business. Let me see if I can see the rest of it. It only appears for a little bit because it's the iPad and you're up so late, everything is on you. Yeah, it is. It is. And the thing is, for me, is finding somebody else who likes the other part. I may not like too much of the administrative part of things. Then you can get someone to say who likes that. I love, as you can, I love talking to people. If it's just up to me, I would go out, do sales, do all of that, set those things up because that's what I love, you know. So there's somebody who wants to push the paperwork. You want to pretend this is it? I don't care. So you do the part of it that you like, and yes, it's a lot because the buck stops with you, and it's a form, of course, not a form, but it is leadership. And so there are times too that you can put things on, I call it a holding pattern. So especially if we're like private, you take, if you don't want to, that means if you don't feel like, say, you're going to take any patients within a certain amount of time, you can do that, especially if you have something else. So some people will live their dream. Does it have to be a dream that's so big that... You're welcome, Lady J. You're welcome. I'm sorry I'm not high energy today, but tonight I will be. Tonight is going to be a good one. I'm going to drop some secret gems on the stream and the Ustream. Accounts, 3 accounts. Don't have a... Why is this thing picking up somebody else's Android? It's picking up this and that. It's picking up everything. Okay, let's do this. Let's go for it. So what is it like having your own business? everything. I would say it is easier. If it's easier, um, you think it's easier? People who, like me who are entrepreneurs, um, it's hard working for someone else, and that's why I always work per diem. I used to break out in hives if somebody offered me a job, and that has been since the early 2000s. I would just start sweating, but I can be per diem and I show up and I do the work. And it's just because I know I don't have to, right? But I stay, and I've done that. Mary Jane, I've been thinking about you. Mary Jane, I'm coming to look for you. I was in Atlanta this weekend. I was in the Atlanta area. I'm coming for you, Mary Jane, wherever you are. Thank you so much. I'm coming for you. Oh, the email from me. I don't know why you don't have it in. And I was remembering. I said I thought I told her to look in her spam folder. In your spam, it would have been with my last name. Yeah, I miss you too. I miss you, Mary Jane. I miss you. I'm going to just inbox you and just do a regular email. Maybe we just do a regular email. A regular email, I think, would work. If a regular email was working, yeah. Because there's some things I'm gonna want to have you to do, Mary Jane. Um, I miss you. I really do. My girls back when I first started was Mary Jane, lyrics by Nitya, and Wisdom Sparks Motivation. Mary Jane was like, "Go ahead, Auntie, spill the gems, spill the gems." So that's how my show got spill the gems from Mary Jane. Mary Jane was like, I'm not on TikTok now. If you can send me email again. TikTok, what about IG? I don't even, right, I've been missing the gems, right? Because it's Mary Jane. She was like, "Go ahead, Auntie, spill the gems, Auntie." And I was like, and the more she was my hype person, she was like, "Auntie, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead." And then I would just spill the gems. She said, "Oh, spill the gems, Auntie." One night I did 12 gems. Mary Jane was telling you, I was teaching all the way up in the beginning. I was teaching stuff. I was dropping the gems. Your community definitely have transformed your channel. Your community, yes, yes, and community is really important, is really, really important. So whether we're going to stream live or live stream or whatever we're going to do, you still need to build your community, because it's nice knowing, actually knowing people. Mary Jane, yeah, her lipstick. Mary Jane is so super talented. Girl, I'm gonna come and get you. I'm coming to get you. But yeah, George, Donald, which is it? Is it Donald or is it George? George Donald. Hi. I'm not on IG right now either. So we gotta just try and find the email. Yeah, I haven't done much on to try email again. Yeah, I think if you signed up, then you probably are, and we'd have to go in the back end to find you. But I think you're in there. And if you've ever received anything from me, you just would punch it in and I would pop up. Last name Addison. Yeah, it would just pop. It would just pop right up. Yeah, Snapback does her lives, and they're good. Sometimes, like I said, if I'm walking, I listen. There are lots of people that I'm not seeing anymore. I was looking for, uh, what was it? CEO 369 consultant. I don't know if he pulled his stuff. I don't see because I know he works. He's pretty busy, so I don't see that. Rooted Vines. I know her thing is still up, but I don't see her. So sometimes people will take a break. They'll take a break for a moment. They'll probably just have to pull back and it's okay. Yeah, I haven't seen many people either. And people are here, people are getting, look down to the lower right. I got monetized, girl. Listen, Mary Jane, I'm gonna get you. I think also wisdom sparks. And it's all within God's timing. It's all within our timing, all within what our time that we choose to do. Um, you know, it's just one of the things. But yeah, definitely having a good solid foundation is good. Um, some of you can build, and that's the thing, because you can only support so many. That's why I give to be like a subscriber monthly. I think there's only one that I'm subscribed to, and it's actually, and people are afraid to put their prices. It's $20 a month, and there's a reason why I do that. Sometimes I don't go to the meetings, but I got it. Look to your lower right and see if it pops up. See if it pops up, Mary Jane. Um, Look to your lower right if you see that dollar bill right there, the dollar sign. I'm talking dollar bill. See if you see the dollar sign. Do you see it? Oh yeah, this won't allow me to do it. And you and Nitya and like I say, and everybody now that's on the lives, I'll contribute. That's why I go and watch your stuff. Yeah. And it works too. Yeah, it's there. What they did, like I said, I noticed it, the email, because I don't really read the emails, because the way I set up my email inbox, and I think it does it in the back end, the way I set up my email when I get stuff from YouTube, they all go into a folder. So sometimes too, I have to say, oh, that's the YouTube, no reply thing, the folder. So when I noticed it, it was the Monday of uh, April 6th. And then they start asking me all these questions. And the moment you start asking me all these questions, I'm not going to sit one place and fill all of that out. But it wasn't bad, guys. You just have to take those 20 minutes. Yeah. Did they send you anything? Did they say? It said something, but I'll try again. Yeah, just see what it is because they'll tell you. If it's anything, they'll tell you what it is. If it's, yeah, and usually I think because in their thing, I read it and it says, if something, they'll give you enough time to correct it. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do it now, I'm gonna do this later. All right, I know I need to do this, I know I need to fix that. So I kept telling myself what I'm going to do. I never had time to do it until I went to the ATL, sitting in the airport lounge. So I was sitting in the lounge and I'm like, I checked in 2 hours ahead of time, only traveling with a knapsack. I can't think of what it said it was saying. If you can't say YouTube, and ooh, oh, you can't say that word? Word? Oh my gosh, what is it? I can't think of what it said. It was saying you can't say YouTube on his. Oh, you can't say the word. I asked if they could tell me. Oh, they can't tell you? They couldn't. Oh, I thought I would be able to tell people. My thoughts went blank for a second. It just came back to me. Ooh, what it is? Brain fog. I know. I know. What is it? See, we can't remember what the brain fog is from. Oh, the menopause thing. Girl, it's still happening. I'll be looking at somebody like, yep. They're like, okay, is this lady okay? I just need a ticket on the train. I'm going that away. Just see me try to buy a ticket. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going there. And then they had to say, you do understand. Okay, what them say? What them say, Mary Jane? What them say? Lord Jesus, that would help a lot of people. Oh boy. Yeah, but did they say what it was? Hmm. Yeah, you don't have to read all their rules. Oh, you have to check your videos. So that's why I took so long. So since April 6th, if you have music in the background, if you have stuff that's repeated, you can't repeat it. Yeah. So it must be something in the, is it the 3,000 or the 4,000 hours? Which one was it? Which, was it for the first part? Well, I'm sure. Or did you wait until everything? I think 3K, yeah. Yeah, what I did, all my shorts with the music on it, I didn't care. Yes, the first part. Okay, so what I did, if you notice, I pulled all my shorts. I had shorts that were 3,000 and stuff like that, but I had music under them with other stuff, so I pulled those. I'm like, you know what? No. I pulled all of those. So you'll see some with very low numbers. And so I pulled those. No music, I don't care who it was, but take off the music. Some of the thumbnails, that's why some of my lives have no thumbnails. It's just me looking like this. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't care. I didn't care what was behind the thumbnails. I pulled them off. And I made sure that I wasn't, probably was music guy made me an intro, wondering if it was that. Could be, could be. And that's why y'all need to get on the phone. I keep telling y'all, guys, we're doing all of this fancy schmancy stuff. You need a foundational thing. Like, listen, if this is that, make sure it's cleared. If it's not clear, um, you pull it off because, and sometimes too, they should be able to tell you if there's a copyright. So that's why I don't use music. I don't use anybody's music. When I'm ready and I understand it, then I will do it because there's some things they can clear for people who are artists, right? Like Nitya. I know Boogie uses music too, and she's qualified. So I guess to them you'd have to prove that it is your music. I didn't use that music that the guy gave me. I paid him for it, but I'm not trusting it because it's still used. Yeah, and that's why I tell you guys. Okay, yeah, I didn't use gave me I paid him for it, but I'm not trusting it because it's still used current. Yes, yes, guys, I'm telling y'all, and Mary Jane's, it probably was music guy made me as intro. I was wondering if it was that. I didn't. You probably want to see if there's if you own them. I didn't use that music. I'm not saying that he used someone else's music. Okay, let me explain it to you. Let me explain it, and I explained this before. Okay, I've been a nurse 28 years. Before I was a nurse, I worked in the industry with music and artists and so forth. That's why a lot of things you guys are doing here on YouTube, I'm not keen to do it. Especially when it comes to, y'all got to tune in tonight. I'm going to drop the gems on those. And it's not to offend anyone, it's for you guys to understand a few things. Because if the music, right? Don't take music from anybody. I don't care. And that's what I told you guys before. You should remember Mary Jane when I first started, I spoke about all the technical stuff that maybe a few people got to understand it. Do not take music from anybody. I don't care what they say they're giving you, or if there's certain things they need to sign over for you when it's created, because the legalities. The moment your channel blows up, yeah, but he says for everyone, and it's his music, and that's the problem. He got licensed to use it. That's the thing, guys. The moment your stuff blows up, who remember the YouTuber? I told y'all, I've offered you all tea to come on and get the real deal, you know? But here we go. The thing is this, when it comes to that, you said I could copyright it myself. Yeah, he would have to have that signed over. And also remember that your videos are being played in different parts of the world. So if he decide to, like the YouTuber who had almost 500,000, I can't remember his name, but he popped up in my thing because somebody said, all right, and this is all a legend, because you don't know who's listening. Remember what I'm saying? Yes. So the guy was like, okay, yeah, you could use this as a business person. Oh, somebody's telling you, yeah, you can have it, you can have that music, and you know what? Oh, don't worry about it. And then whatever you guys barter or worked out with it. No, you're a business person. Listen, if you're doing this, I need to make sure everything is locked and it's tight, right? He can come back and claim that stuff. And what happened with that guy, not to say this person, but with that guy, he explained it that the person came back and put claims to strike his channel, and YouTube was going to take his channel down because the guy claimed it. And also, you have to understand, in international spaces, when your stuff is being played, was that covered there? You don't need all of that stuff right now. Put up your banner. I have an opening. There's nobody music in it. It's just my face like this. Nobody music in it. I don't need to put nobody music. Right? I don't need their music for right now until we get this thing tight. And then when you decide that the music is going to be licensed, right? They own it. So when I had my other show and there was an opening, and then I wanted to use uh, another music. Somebody wanted, well, anyway, when we do the research, it would have cost us more than maybe $4,000 a month or a quarter or something like that for that person. Then I'll check other videos to see. So you can go in, and cut stuff out of the videos. You can go and cut them out. I think I'll check other videos to see. I think some music was in my background when I was at places eating. And I told you guys, what did I tell you to do, Mary Jane? What did I tell you to do when that's happening? They don't play, they hear everything. That's why I had a video that my last 30-second, and not realizing the cafe where I was, there was music in it. I did not upload it. And I had a lot of time on it. I told you when that happens, right? Yeah, they don't miss anything. Their stuff. Each time we play Beyonce at this radio station, when we play people's music, they are getting paid. Those ASCAP, BMIs, and all of that stuff, they are getting paid. So don't think that they're not getting paid. Every time somebody plays the music, you go in the gym, you hear the music from the gym. That's why when I was in the gym, I shut it off. If it's anything they say more than 7 seconds, and I don't even play with it. Hi guys, can't talk. Music is on. Right? So when you hear music in the mall, when you hear music in the gym, when you hear music on, people do music and they're licensed, like these games, they're licensed. If this is make sense, job for three. If this is make sense, everything is licensed. It's about the Benjamin. It's about the money. So I don't take anything from anybody. And if I'm going to take anything, we got to make sure legally that we understand it. So maybe you can make up your own stuff with AI. Maybe you can do your own thing, and then you have to show proof that with them, that you own the music and you own the rights to it. But no, I used to have people do drops for me on the radio station. I would do it, but I never took any of their stuff. Some artists, some of these young kids who are making stuff up, that do beats. My nephew, he does beats and has worked with some of very famous people that y'all know, but I don't drop names. I don't drop names, but some of them will give their beats. The reason why they will give their beats, and you would say, "Oh, they did not make that money. They didn't make money on those beats because they want the recognition, and they don't have the power yet to go sue anybody." Okay, so there are people who are like famous people will take their stuff. I had one kid who had made a drop for me for my radio show. We have to have pay a subscription because they come with the license. If not, you're using somebody else's music without permission. Yep, and that's why it has to be done. So you have to give them the credit for it. And that's the thing. And I didn't want to even get that complicated yet, you know. But there are people who would, you know, that would have somebody write the music and you pay them and you own it. There's so many guys. There are people that I've known who have had very talented people write their music for them, and that individual just signed away all their rights because they want to just make some money. Sometimes really talented, super talented people, I've noticed about them, they're artists, they're creatives. Remember Mary Jane, I used to talk about creatives? Creatives just create. They go in the studio, they create. I've seen people create and write songs in no time, and then and I've seen people who just super creative. There are people before many of you, these artists who you listen to. There's somebody who does the demo, and then the person, then they would pass it on to remember Mary Jane? Yeah, Mary Jane, come on, we go way back when we're talking about that. See, because when I came on here, I spoke about the technical stuff to protect your intellectual properties. So somebody can come and say, here, do this. But then, oh, this was played in South America. This was played in Australia. This was played in, strike you down, and we'll also, for how much? $1,000. So the guy said, what's his name? I can't remember him. Some of you might have bumped into him. I'm back to the guy who almost lost everything, lost his channel. He had to build a backup channel. He was able to work it out with the guy because a lawsuit almost came out of it. So I had to pay that guy thousands of dollars. So that's why, you know, I could like, and sometimes too, when a tune, like I like your tune, but if it sounds too similar to anything else, it gets a little sticky. Like I said, get the foundational part of what it is that you need, and then when you want to understand how the music, what if you create your own stuff and use the AI thing, and like Snapback say, pay the subscriptions for it, or whichever way they work with it. Like there are people's music that I love that I can use in the radio. I would use it as a music bed, but even to promote anything, there's certain things you can't play with it because they pick it up, and each time that's played, cha-ching, 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 somebody needs to get paid for it. So, you know, but what I say is this. Well, once they become famous, they become ownership of whoever produced them, and that's when the music become the producer's music. Is complicated. Yes, and I'll tell you that too. Um, when it comes to like Babyface, y'all know Babyface wrote a lot of music for Tony Braxton, Bobby Brown. When I went to see Babyface, I was like, Babyface wrote that. He was just up there singing all of his songs, and like there's some songs that you hear Shaka Khan singing. It's Prince who wrote it. It's just like crazy music. So it's the person who owns the music. That's where the money is. And there's some people who lay in the cut. There are people who will lay in the cut and wait until you pop off. Because when that guy said he felt allegedly this person did it before, he was just waiting. Some people are just waiting until you blow up. Trust, baby. They're just laying in the cut. And when they come to collect, they come to collect. They'll shut everything down. That's why it's good to own your own trademarks and stuff. I'm looking at it. I hope I don't have any trademarks infringement in here. What you guys looking at? Yeah. But yeah, you know, you want to own your own stuff because it's just, it is what it is. Yeah, they wait it in the cut, baby, and they'll be like, yeah, that's mine. Well, you gotta pull it down, pull it down. I got 500,000 people. Oh yeah, you gotta pull it down. And also, it was played in Africa. That's another thing again. And it was played over here. Boom, that's another thing. It was played here. Boom. Yeah, they have to give you permission. So there are people. I think there's some people out there now just waiting to collect. Because after it happened to that guy and he came and he spoke about it, can't remember his name, but when he spoke about it, he told us the whole thing, and I was just saying, when I was listening, I'm like, okay, man, especially when you get to a certain level, it's worth it. Get somebody legal on your team. It's gonna be worth it, because there are people just sitting in the cut waiting. And I keep saying it over and over, but it does. They sit in the cut and they can just pull your whole thing down. That's why they say the music business, it's not, why I never went further in it and why I did things the way that I did. There were certain things, let me tell you, there were certain places that I would go, that I would cover certain events. And another friend, up to this day, he's still my friend, reporter, you said, don't take anything from anybody. First of all, when you go into any of those, because I would do things like, they would have stuff in New York and different things, and I would cover it, and I would cover it for my station. And thank God I never really went by myself, because, you know, I was more into the people. That's how I met a lot of people. A lot of people that y'all know, some of them are not very nice. A lot of the authors sing songs, but they don't own the property because of the contracts. It's so complicated. That's why a lot of them don't get paid. And that's why a lot of them are still working, because many of them also, they're just singing the songs. And a lot of them have signed away. That's why Gladys Knight is, how old is Gladys Knight? Gladys Knight is still there. Smokey is still there. Um, what's her name? Candy Staten. Candy Staten just did a really nice video on why she can retire now, because a lot of them, allegedly, right? A lot of them just signed away. That's why they're still working. You don't own nothing. You don't own anything. You have to understand the laws and when they expire. And sometimes by then they did. They done died. Yes. So all of that stuff, guys, I did. Let me see if I have any of my stuff here. Let me see. Hold on. See one of my awards here. Hold on. It's one of them here. I have a whole bunch of stuff there. One of them was for my, you see the music thing on it? This was back in, oh wow, 2009. It's one of my music awards. And for me, what I got interested in was the business of music. When you find out the business of music, it's not, it's not a nice thing, because you have to understand that it is. That's why I know God has given every one of us. Rapper song, the beat was like everybody's, and I talked to him. I didn't pay him that much because I felt like I wouldn't be able to use it anyway, and I didn't use it smart. Yes, yes. And that's what, you know, when we're starting out, guys, and we get your, if you want to get your banners, get your banners. Leave the music for now. Just, you know, the other stuff, I know people are doing AI and that's worked out. But all the other stuff, leave it. Just focus on what you need to. I don't need nobody in my thing. My thing is 3 seconds. That's it. My opening is 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, fade out. You got, see, when you guys are watching the big guys, watch what they do. Watch, really watch what they do. And they will tell you, but sometimes it just goes over people's head. So many people here are, like I said, are super talented. I don't have to convince people that they are, but the moment, because that's the thing that's going to change the financial trajectory, right, of your family, of your generation. And you're wondering, so why over all the years people been getting ripped off in this business? Why? It's very scary because you work hard to build a channel and you could be in jeopardy of losing it totally, not just a warning. Yeah, and there are people who have lost their channels, and my God, it could happen to any of us. There, I gotta ask her. She comes on, bless up, JTJ. She said, oh, for a while there, she lost her channel, but I don't know what she had to explain to them. I have a video up, but I have used it on my video. I said I'll take it down to see if that's what YouTube was talking about. Yeah, go over it and yeah, look at some things. If I were you, I would pull those things. Any music in the background, don't use it. Remember, I told you guys, if you're somewhere and music is playing, or you're writing, mute it, and then use it as a B-roll later on. Use it as a B-roll, right? Use it as a B-roll. Like I was watching when they were in NOLA, there was Mama Mama Bolin. Boogie did some really good vlogs, y'all. Check out Boogie's vlogs and see how Boogie does hers. And Miss Do It Yourself. Now they were all in the same location, but I think I was watching Miss Do It Yourself, but there was music seeping through. There was music coming through. Now Boogie was in the same place, but Boogie used that stuff as B-roll, guys. So people don't have to hear your voice wherever you are. You shut that stuff down. If that's making sense, drop a four. You don't need all of that. Use them as the snapback. Snapback is saying I have okay, you sure did. Yes. So yeah, all of that stuff. I taught y'all that stuff from the beginning. I taught y'all the legal stuff. I taught y'all the stuff that you could build on it, but it's just to protect your thing because I've seen it. I've been around it. And what I saw, like somebody could come. I told you guys about a friend of mine, excellent writer, beautiful voice. Y'all might have heard his music and didn't even know. Well, because I didn't say, but anyway. And he writes music. He writes all of his music. And I used to play his stuff. He has sang on my events. I told you guys back in the day what I did, right? While I was a nurse, I just, produced certain stuff, my events, live events. And they came and they promised him a lot of money because he wanted his own studio. And they were building him a studio. Listen to this guy. They'll build his studio, give you all the equipment and everything you need. Guess what they wanted in return? Guess what they wanted? Drop a 5 if you guys want to hear what they wanted in return. They would build you a studio. Remember back in the day, they used to give the Cadillac. We used to hear, we had a lot of faux before. Drop a 5 if you guys want to hear what they wanted. I used to wonder when they used to say, give them the proper property rights to his songs by his songs and lyrics. Yeah. They wanted to own his masters. They wanted his masters. So remember when you go back to watching, they wanted to own the masters. Yeah, snapback, you got it. It's the masters they wanted to own. Oh, we'll build a studio for you. We'll do this. And I looked at the person and I said, and this was in the 2000s, could have been 2005, 6, 7. And I remember my heart just dropped. And I said, you could always get a studio. You could rent a studio. Oh no, but they're going to build me a studio in my home. And what is in exchange for that? They wanted to own his sisters. And my heart went boof. And I said, you can't be that desperate for a studio. Yes, they wanted it. And this person, his music is, a lot of it was out of London, the UK, here in the States, America, the Caribbean, Africa, Canada. Music is well played with labels. And I said, all I could say is this. I said, this music that you write is for your children and their children and their children. I said, this is your legacy. And I said, I can't tell you, that's a decision you and your family have to make. But, you, your wife, your family, and then children. I said, but anybody who gets your masters, that means we call it, they could press your music and prints or to get their intellectual rights, yes. And I said, they can press, we call it, they can press your music. That means they can take it to the continent over there, because it's, and they could do whatever. And remember, what's his name? His music, he did the movie, Ray Charles. Remember, Ray Charles ended up getting his masters back, which was unheard of. Sierra, supposedly her husband, bought back the rights for her masters. There is another rapper, somebody just bought back the rights for somebody else. Yes, guys. So my heart fell, and I said to him, I said, I would hope you not do this, because this is for your family, this is for your children. I would hope not. And he said, I can always write more songs. That's the thing with creatives, what I've noticed about them. They're just, it's not, they're not stupid. It's just that, oh God, I get teary eyed about it. It's just God gave them a gift, and there are people who take advantage of the gifting. And I said, that could never be a career that I would want to be in. I've been asked to manage, to do this, to do that. I studied it. I mean, everything I understand. And you're wondering, and you wonder, how did they become bankrupt? Because that money they advance is not their money, right? We know artists right now, right? Our girl, 7 whole days. Ooh, another word from you. Ooh, 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 my girl Tony. Gosh, I love Tony, but allegedly, you're wondering, why did all of this happen? I'm not quite sure what you're calling the masters. Oh, the masters? That's your oh, like Ray Charles and all of them and Prince, they're masters. That's the original. So let's say they make an album. If that masters is somewhere in somebody's wherever, the vault or wherever, they can they can, we say press, right? I'm so Caribbean. They can create an album elsewhere or somewhere else in the world. They own the masters. You don't own nothing. At any time, listen, sometimes I would be playing songs and I would call one of my friends, because after a while you get to know them. I'm like, yo, did you know you were on this label? They're like, no. Because I have a cousin out of the Caribbean that out of my country, Jamaica, is very famous. He has a song. It's the intellectual, right? So, yeah, but the actual, it's the physical, it's the um, actual, your CD, your, like this, okay. I'm just gonna hold it upside down, because this dude right here, you can't even play with his stuff. Got this at the Lincoln Center. Let me just do this. Like, like your masters, they will have the original recordings. And so let's say, and I'm purposely turning it this way because I don't want to get into anything with anybody, but so where the original songs are, you could Google it, like the masters, what does that look like? So the original, so what they were doing, they were releasing this person's song under like a different label. So whatever deal they work out, sometimes the singer of the song don't even know, because of what? We know the song I'll Always Love You, right? That was written by, who wrote that song? And oh God, sorry. But you know what? Whitney sang that song, but she didn't write the song. She didn't write it. She just sang the song. And she's just so good that it's like, when you heard the original version of it, you're like, what? Who wrote And I'll Always Love You? That's the name of it. You know what I'm talking about. She didn't write it, right? Somebody else owns the song. That's why ownership is huge. And that's why, too, um, a lot of these artists, like I said, they make it so messy. And you're right, Snapback Coach, they make it so messy that by the time you try to track down who owns the publishing, the money is in the publishing. They the money's in the publishing. And so many people, and a lot of people have written stuff, and there's so many people who have taken ownership for it. Some of you can go back to blue-eyed soul music. Who remember that? Let me see if you guys are still here. Remember hearing blue eyes soul music? Mm. Yeah, it's just like they own your stuff outright. You don't own it. So I'm trying to remember who just bought back. Oh, somebody just, was it Melba Moore? No, a rapper. Well, Melba Moore got the star, and I think it was Cat, Cat's, Cat, Cat Williams that bought that. I think it was Cat Williams that paid for her star, but somebody else just bought back the masters to someone and gave it to them. Ooh, it's a rapper that did it for a singer. Yeah, if you don't own your masters, you're gonna be working until. So that's why so many of them are. It's crazy because artists and creatives, they just want to perform, they just want to sing, they just want to use their God-given gift. And these, I call them, are just there and come with all this money. And all that money, listen, when they give you that advance up front, I'm gonna tell you, oh, they're gonna take that back from everything. Oh yeah, oh, okay, so you had studio time, let's take that back. Oh, okay, so you had to pay for the limo, we'll take that back. Oh, the people were at the studio and you didn't show up, but we still had to pay for the studio, gonna take that back. Oh, that outfit that you wore in that video shoot, okay, they, it's a business, man, right? It's a business. It's a business. It's not that you just show up there in front of camera and all of that. So that's why a lot of these young people don't know. Some of them have the worst, what do you call it, contracts. You think you own something, you don't own nothing, right? Right? Mary Jane, I talk about that before. Think you don't own nothing. Some of the worst, they own everything. Oh my God, let me stop talking. Yep, it's just like, and you wonder why these people are still working, why they can be working so much. And yeah, that's why God rest her soul. What's her name? Left Eye. Left Eye was like, we gonna get our money. She was like, how can we sell all of this and we are broke? Mm. And that's why sometimes too, when you own nothing, they can just put somebody else in the band. The band, the name, who owns the name, right? And the rest of you, we saw what happened allegedly with the three ladies that sing, baby, baby, when it on. There've been documentaries on all of that. What she's like, what is Auntie singing about? Oh, Auntie's hair is really Auntie, and now, oh my God, I'm really looking like an Auntie. But guys, yeah, all of this stuff. In other words, we started all of this saying, like, listen, just do your stuff, be basic, be basic. There's nothing wrong with being basic. There's nothing wrong with being basic until later on. And then you get your license. So what your eyes are saying, asking, why can certain people play certain music? They have to get a license. They have to get okay. That's why when some of them were sampling people. Who was it? Betty Wright? Was it Betty Wright? I saw talking about something. She said, allegedly, Color You Bad was, I wanna, And then she was like, tonight is the night you make me, And she was like, wait a minute. Hey, isn't that my song? And she just had her lawyer made a phone call, and she said they had to pay me. Yeah, so a lot of people are out there sampling, doing all kind of things. And I am not a lawyer. I am not a musician. I don't even read notes. I play by ear. And I only play CDs and MP3s and all of those stuff, if they still even do those anymore. I just press a button. I just press a button. Yeah, I just press a button. Who them people are? Who they? Who that be? Yeah, guys, but if you can tune in tonight, 10:05, definitely let me know, because I may just drop a little bit more, the ones and the twos. And I always tell people, go spend that little extra money just to, get the information you need until you get what, because it will end up costing thousands of dollars. All the other stuff is good, but keep it simple. Before you know it, you are where you are, and you decide what you want to do with it. So, would I like to get more views? Sure. Would I like more people to come over to where I am? Sure. But it is what it is. Hey guys, tap the screen, a heart. If you've been inspired, it shows up there's a zero next. I didn't even notice there's a zero up here next to the dollar sign. They were like, girl, for this live, you didn't even get 99 cents. I guess I'm supposed to look at it. I guess it comes at the top. I didn't even notice that. They're like, oh, guys, think about doing the membership stuff. Yeah, that's the one. And it's up to me to click on it. What I'm going to do and offer for membership. But I think I'll offer some of the stuff. I mean, it's information that I give, but there's some other stuff that I'm going to consider with, with the membership, and I'm going to have it at different levels for the membership. So if you guys found value in this, always a thumbs up is perfectly fine. Anything else you want to do, it's perfectly fine. Um, this information, like I said, people can get it bits and pieces anywhere. But when it comes to what you are doing, you just figure out the ownership of what it is. Um, you know, it's important. And like I said, I want when people leave my life, there's something in business or in life where they can say, oh, you know what, I got something from RN2CEO, you know, that there's something that I got that I was like, wow, okay, so now I kind of have an idea about that, especially if you write original stuff. And I'm also finding out with this chat GPT that I was listening to someone, and oh my God, what they shared was so good. Remind me tonight to talk about it, because it's if you're good at what you do, it's studying you what you do. That's just that's as much as I'm saying. It is so it is now so flipping the script that you could be the best at what you do, and it's almost as if it's taken credit. It's just like those people who are taken from these artists. And so many things too. And it's nothing new under the sun. So many things that many people have invented. Because who was doing the work? And some will try to take the credit for it, even take the patent for it. This thing has been going on far too long. And I just feel that it's at the point where they may want what you have, that it gets very uncomfortable, that it gets messy. That's the nicest way I can say it, that it gets messy. And just think, if somebody has been taken from you for years upon years upon years, and now you want to come to have full ownership of it, they'll do whatever to own what what was originally given to you. And so that's why I say it's important to do the work about understanding you're gifted. And people always worry, but I don't have the money, when it ended up costing them hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars, because they will say, I don't have. And so that's why the words that we speak, it's so important. Because sometimes we're just thinking about, what is right now, like, oh, this is the situation I'm in. I don't have this. I can't do this to protect that. And so, okay, if you're looking at now, you're not looking about what this seed that you're going to put in the ground, right? The potential of there being other trees, not so much trees, not as so much fruits. Yeah, man, jump on early. Yes, I'll do a little something early. At the same time, but I'll give you the meat of everything within that time. Um, and just think there are other seeds that are going to be created, just seeds upon seeds upon seeds upon seeds upon seeds. So that's just what I was thinking. That yeah, all of this is good, but whichever way they choose, you ownership is big. And there are things too. Let me tell you, there are people who create businesses, and other businesses will just come up and say, listen, based upon the word, I don't have it here, but they can tell what the business would be worth, and some people just create businesses so other business could purchase it, right? Or become part of something else. Some people will buy a business or sell their business and still work with it in it. Or you can have a business where it's I know somebody did it. It was like the way that they did it is like over a period of time they were able to sell the business back to them. I can't remember the full wording of it, but they're people who specialize in that. So, same thing with intellectual property. Hey everybody, if you're just coming on, give a thumbs up, say hello, drop a quick hello if you're here. Allison said she'll try to stay up for it. I know. Allison's like, listen, by 10 o'clock, oh, I'm out. Oh my God, 9:30, I'm just out, right, Allison? Allison was like, I am out. That's why I have to keep drinking, right? Allison, can you hear me? Right? Allison would be like, I'm out. After working with these kids today, I'm just gonna take my shower, put my bonnet on, and and she'll be like, after Lushana, I am done. Stick a fork in me. I am done. Because working and chasing those little kids all day, right, Allison? ah, good. Because now I can pull down my lives. After I'm done, I don't have to keep them up. So you guys better come and get it. Come and get it, get it, get it. So true. And now I'm back at work for staff meeting. Oh yeah, you left like what, 2:33? Gosh, I needed to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce. I came in for a bit today. I don't think I got anything done. Just like sometimes too, when you listen, it's taking what you learn and do it for other people. Taking what you learn, packaging other people. That's a good thing about it. Can we say consultant? Can we say consultant? I'm gonna have all these. I have a bunch of old paper and a bunch of stuff that I need to get rid of, like shredding. I have a whole bunch of stuff. Like, let me see. There's some stuff you got to keep for. Some stuff you got to keep for 7 years or more. So I can't get rid of everything, which is crazy. For those of you who work in the medical field, there are things that you got to keep, charts, stuff that you got to keep, like you got to keep them forever, 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 ever, ever. Oh gosh. All right, I'm going to bounce, guys. Thank you for the information, because I don't think I will use the music until I get it licensed under me, or what we're supposed to do. If somebody's going to do that for you, it's not necessary. Is that for your opening for your video? Is it the music for your video? Who was that? Allison that wrote that, or Mary Jane? Because now that I don't think I'll use the music until I get it licensed under me, or what we're supposed to do. Hi RN2CEO, how are you? Business to you and your life. stream. Thank you, Cashley. What up? Good to see you. Yeah, if it's music, if it's music licensed to your, is that for the opening for your video or something? You don't need it. Just leave it alone. I would just leave it alone. I would just leave it alone because then if it's licensed to you, remember now. Also, I know somebody a few years ago that somebody told them, oh yeah, you can use the music bed. And then when the video went viral big time, the person came back and claimed it because guess what? It was his music. You guys just leave those folks. Sorry. And yes, and sometimes too, you got to share revenue share. You got to do revenue share with it. Until you can get an attorney or somebody, an entertainment attorney or someone who knows what they're doing with it. I would not have anybody do any opening or nothing for me. I don't need nothing said. Just some picture swipe 3 seconds, good to go. Done. That's it. You just see a couple of months, it's done. If it's the other stuff with AI and things like that, then you guys figure it out with the company and so forth. But other than that, it's not necessary. It's cute. I like it. It's hype. For radio, it works well in radio. Something like that in radio works well. But knowing how YouTube can go viral at any minute, I am just very careful with that. It's something to rethink. It's something to think about, I would say. Not telling people they can't do something. I would just say it's something to think about. She could sign up with DistroKid and license, then submit license key to YouTube to show copyright ownership. It was made for me, but hold on. Oh, that's good stuff, Cashley. Yeah, guys, screenshot and see what Cashley's saying. Go check it out. It was made for me, but got to go. Meeting started. Okay, go to the meeting. Yeah, but it don't mean that you own it. Go to the meeting, lady. Go to the meeting. Remember, it's music. It's somebody else's intellectual property. You didn't create it. I would leave it alone. I would leave it alone and just trust me. I would leave it alone. It's not even needed. Because I watch you not for your music, I watch you for you. And how inclusive you are with your lives, you know? That's why anything I have, I read it over, I come, you know. Guys, thank you all for being here. This has been good. Okay. Let me see what I have there. Oh, it says green screen. Let me see if the green screen comes up. I was trying to see where the eagle. The eagle is not on it. Fly like an eagle. Amazing people. I'm going to catch you all tonight, 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time. I really appreciate you. I'm doing that for my other YouTube page for music, but I'm moving my catalogs to a different distributor. So as I get through, I will add. Yeah, that's what I didn't really want to do. If I do any music, I'll do it on Twitch. I will do it over there on Twitch because for many years I've done, you know, the music and everything else. So I am going to bounce out here tonight. Really appreciate you guys. Remember, all the views discussed, those were my views. It's not anybody. Twitch is good for music, yeah, because for so many years I did music. So that's why these are my views, not anybody else. It doesn't replace any form of advice when it comes to music, comes to intellectual property. That's why I make sure I talk about it, because I want people to know I'm not over here giving advice. I just say it's information that I'll drop, and then you can go do your own research. You could read up on it and then find out what you need. But even if somebody makes it for you, that's what that guy thought. He owned it. He didn't own nothing. My boy, come back. Where do you own it? In the United States? Where do you own it? Do you own it somewhere else? That's why they say go look up when they talk about it. I'll talk about it later on tonight. There's certain things that folks need to understand. And the moment we take it to understand, a lot of us would keep more of that money, generational wealth. It would be more generational wealth than what we're currently going through. All right, awesome people. It's been good. It's been great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping in. I certainly appreciate you. Yes, I did radio for many, many years from the 90s. Just told you my age. Yeah, I have a channel where you could see me interview people like Stitchy, Papa San, Tony Rebel, Africa. Mostly they were at awards show. Carlene Davis, Ryan Mock, all of them people there. All of them people. All of them people. And no, it wasn't dance hall. They were more mostly award shows and stuff like that. So, yeah, lots of that. And I did, I spent mass communication, radio, TV, and advertising. Nice. Yeah, I did all of that. Did all of that. Did radio, I did production. Last thing I did was television production. Editing and lots of stuff. That part I love. I always love the behind the scenes. It was never important to me to do all the other stuff. The behind the scenes worked for me. I flourished in it. So I didn't have to be on camera. I never craved it. I never craved it. I've got stuff to mail out too. I never craved any of that stuff. Oh wow. Yeah, I did all of that. So all my music, all my stuff. Oh my God. Where's the other stuff? Supposed to be two of them. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, there's the other one. All right, amazing people. I'm going to X out. Thank you for stopping in. Thanking you all for saying hello. It's been good. It's been great. And I really appreciate you being here. Take care now. Bye-bye.